This is a new segment here on the Vault Excel called Your Crazy America. During this content, I will bring you information of outrageous, outlandish, bizarre, crazy, unhinged behavior from our Americans. What's wrong with us? Why are we getting so uptight, angry, falling out with people, putting our hands on people? Yes, you can go to jail for putting your hands on someone, whether you are upset that you are not getting good service, someone was snide, snippy, ignored you, they didn't fully explain the situation to you. You know you don't have the right to put your hands on another person. And that is the content I'm going to bring you during this live stream of Your Crazy America. We are going to discuss a famous actor being punched in the face in New York City. Dirty Doordash driver doing ungodly things outside of a patron's door. School teacher being fired for allowing his female students to unbraid his hair because he didn't have time to go to the salon and have it done. Or he didn't want to pay because nowadays at the salon, black salons anyway, everything is extra, from washing your hair to unbraiding braids. Oh yes, it's all about the American dollar, indeed. And then we have this crazy situation of a guy going ham, literally, because he wanted more ham on his sandwich. Thank you for joining me. CBS New York is the source.
Two exclusive videos showing the moments before actor Steve Buscemi was randomly attacked in Kips Bay.
This happened on 3rd Avenue by East 27th Street, and police are still looking for the attacker. CBS 2's Lisa Rosner has the video.
Exclusive video shows actor Steve Buscemi looking at his phone as he walked south on 3rd Avenue last Wednesday before noon. The 66-year-old looks up to greet someone, and then moments later, just after crossing East 27th Street, is when police say Buscemi was punched by this man unprovoked.
It's crazy, but it's believable. It happens. I live right around here, and you hear it all the time.
Police are asking for the public's help in identifying the man in blue. Exclusive video also shows the suspect moments before the attack, walking north on 3rd Avenue, appearing to say something to himself.
Talking to himself, the suspect.
The attack happened in front of this shed behind me. Photos have emerged of Buscemi with a bruised face.
The Brooklyn native and former FDNY firefighter declined an on-camera interview. On 9/11, he returned to Ground Zero to help his former engine company. He was given keys to the city in 2021. A rep told us in part he is now another victim of a random act of violence in the city. He is okay and appreciates everyone's well wishes, though incredibly sad for everyone that this has happened to while also walking the streets of New York.
It's horrible, actually. I got attacked right here, too, a couple of years ago.
Really, at random?
I was walking down the street and somebody came by and smacked me in the back of the head and knocked me down.
This man spoke to us after a dentist visit.
It's a reflection on the leadership of our country and our city. They'd arrest you, but you'd be out the next day or that afternoon.
That's true.
So why not punch out Steve Buscemi?
Buscemi was taken to Bellevue Hospital for bruising, swelling, and bleeding to his left eye. Buscemi's Boardwalk Empire co-star Michael Stuhlbarg was also attacked at random in March while on a run on the Upper East Side. That suspect was arrested. In Kips Bay, Lisa Rosner, CBS 2 News.
What is going on in America? Hitting a random man walking down the street for what reason? And the man is an African-American male. I don't know his age. He's a bit older. I don't know if he's middle age or late 30s, but he does have a gray beard. And allegedly he has been seen walking down the street talking to himself. So, sir, what is your problem? Why are you putting your hands on people? That's not nice. This man is almost 70 years old, Steve Buscemi. He has been in a lot of films, a lot of films. And imagine living in the city still, older person, just going about your business, minding your business, maybe never even assuming that crime would happen to him, and lo and behold, walk down the street and poof, voila, somebody punched you. Thank God he's okay. Where is the suspect? Does he have mental problems? Was he having a bad day? Has somebody just done something to him? What's the deal? This is bad. Really, really bad. Let's go down to the school teacher incident. Fox 26 Houston is the source of this information. Wow, wow, wow. Is this a hot butter mess here? Before I get started, I want to say this about this next story, which is the main line of this Your Crazy America segment. Is it wrong to fire a teacher for allowing students, female students, to unbraid your hair? This is a black man, young black man, who had braids. He obviously didn't have time to do his hair, take the braids down. I don't know if he's getting ready to get something else done to his hair. But anywho, he allowed his female students to unbraid the hair. Now, different people have different opinions. This is too personal. There are no boundaries. He had no business allowing the students to do it. Then it's also during school time. Then you have to ask yourself how long it took the girls to take it down, because it was about 4 girls doing it. Naturally, the more hands in your head, quicker time goes by. So then he asked the students to do it as soon as they got in the classroom. Midway through the class, because common sense will tell you, as I said, 4 hands doing it, much easier. I put up a short earlier asking how did the information get out. I did 2 shorts on this topic. Well, lo and behold, he filmed it on TikTok. What stupid person films students taking their hair down during school time, and you're wondering why you're fired? Just saying. So weigh in. Did the school district make the right decision by firing this guy? Jacques Lee is what he calls himself. I called him Jacques Q because it had a capital Q and I didn't know, how he was pronouncing his name. But it's Jacques Lee, African-American male, science teacher, now without a job. Wow, wow, wow. Did the school district make the right decision? Thank you for joining me.
His hair during classroom time.
Hold on one second.
And thank you all for staying up late with us here on The Factor Uncensored. We have a great show planned and some great guests. Look you back. Command performance. First up tonight, the viral video that has started a conversation on boundaries versus bonding for teachers and their students. Take a look at this. A high school teacher who goes by Jacques Lee on TikTok posted it. It shows him sitting down while his female students unbraid his hair. There's been a very mixed response to it. Some praising him on building relationships with students, while others express concern that the teacher is allowing his students to get a little too close. Lee is now speaking out. He says the students were just helping him unbraid his hair to prepare for his next hair appointment. Lee says he didn't see any harm in this, but some are asking if he went too far. Joining us to talk about it, educators Damian Jones, Arnett and Murray.
Hold on one second, everybody.
The always outraged So
let me go back a little bit, let you all see.
Didn't see any harm in this, but some are asking if he went too far. Joining us to talk about it, educators.
I can't get it. Sorry about that.
Unbraid his hair. There's been a...
There we go. There you have it.
Very mixed response to it. Some praising him on building relationships with students, while others express concern that the teacher is allowing his students to get a little too close. Lee is now speaking out. He says the students were just helping him unbraid his hair to prepare for his next hair appointment. Lee says he didn't see any harm in this, but some are asking if he went too far. Joining us to talk about it, educators Damian Jones, Arnett and Murray, and of course the always outraged parent, Louis Hunter. So
he's in trouble.
I think it's inappropriate. I think it's misuse of authority. This is a hygiene issue. All right, and that's what this teacher did. You know, he made mention that 5 of his 100 best friends. You don't have 100 best friends. You have 100 students. You are a teacher. You are in a position of authority, and I think he undermines that authority by having kids do something so flippant as to do his hair. during classroom time. I think it's inappropriate. I think that he should be disciplined for this.
I can remember a time when I was in school back in the civil rights movement, and I mean, if you even approach your teacher and try to touch, she's like, "Nah, get back." It's true, but that's old school.
Yes.
Right.
But things have changed. Arnetta, your thoughts on this as an educator now?
It's contingent. It's when I read everything about it, basically he got some permission from the parents. There's different things he's done. He's building a relationship. Now we understand what's going on. We don't trust a lot of people. A lot of things are going on. But if he got the approval of the principal, the parent, and all of that, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I personally wouldn't do it because it's risque. And so you just got to be careful. But he's building a relationship with those kids.
And just so you're clear, he got permission from the parents who put them on video.
Right.
Because he is a video creator on social media.
Right. But
So now we have to ask this question, getting a little more information about this storyline. So what did he do? He called the parents the night before, the morning of, to say, hey, I am a TikToker. I'm going to get my hair done later after work, and I'd like to ask your permission if your girl child can unbraid my hair. And obviously these 4 girls that's in the video, their parents said yes. It's very odd, because I wouldn't assume, I don't know, that a teacher would call the parents to ask, but maybe because he knew he was going to be filming, I best ask first. This is very odd to me. I don't know, him asking is odd, because I just assumed, I didn't even know how it got out that he had the girls unbraid his hair. That's what I asked in one of my shorts. I said, well, how did they find out? Oh, he's a TikToker. He must talk about his life, being a school teacher. And you went viral, you went live, whatever. So let's ask this question. One, he asked the parents, this is weird to me. He asked the parents, I don't know, I guess in my mind, I'm just thinking, I find it weird that he would ask, because a lot of people just do stuff. They don't ask. So I'm not saying it's wrong that he asked. I'm just saying it's just, in the world that we live in, people just do stuff. They rarely ask for permission. Just like when you go live and you start filming, you don't start looking around saying, hey, you're in film a video, unless it's just something you just don't want people hearing. Also, he asked the administrators, principal, or whomever. So then if he asked the administrator, principal, I'm just still thrown off by the story. He asked the parents, what, same day, that morning? Then what is the problem and why is he fired? I'm confused. If he got permission from the parents, he notified the principal that he was going viral in his class. That should have been a red flag right then. A principal saying, no, I prefer you do not go viral in your classroom. No. Because this is something that's not school related. It's not science related. You're getting your hair taken down. Now you hear this lady say he built relationships with his students. So how do you feel about this topic? I don't know how I feel, quite frankly. I just think it's interesting that he called, because I'm trying to figure out, when did he call? The night before, the morning of? Because what somebody's going to say to themselves, well, if he called the parents the night before, he should have took time to take his damn braids down on his own. Wouldn't found somebody else to take his braids down. One commenter said, well, he should have had the kids do his hair after school. I don't know. Weigh in.
Also, I think when I was reading, there was some other stuff he did that he got permission from. But I'm saying, look, again, at the end of the day, he's not doing anything inappropriate. It's out there. It's nothing hidden. And if the parents are okay with it, okay. But as he said, I agree about the germ issue. But again, if the parents okay, he's building a relationship with the children. And so, again, I don't know. I'm just in between right now.
Have we become a jaded society as Americans, as those who watch social media? We're always seeing something extra. And he says, it's your problem that you see or feel like something is going on, and absolutely nothing is going on other than the innocence that you see. Have we become a jaded society?
Yes, I totally agree with that. But in my situation, I wasn't able to subject myself and put myself in that kind of position, especially with everything that's going on with teachers and kids in the news. Kids touching on you, no, absolutely not. My kid, since I'm an educator,
This man is named Damian Jones speaking. He is an educator.
Students, I give them all fist bump. I don't even do hugs. Just because I want to put myself in that situation. I want to put myself in that situation where it's got to come up where I got some kids say something wrong. Cause it might come a time where maybe he had to discipline that student. And then that student don't like the way he does. So, okay, he touched me, he said something inappropriate. That's a whole nother area.
But you wouldn't let him braid your hair?
No, sir. I don't have no hair for him. I just cut off. All hands ain't good hands.
Another point, Lewis, when he says those students could get angry over something in the classroom, and then they will turn it against you.
These are kids. That's what they will do. They're children, you know, and he has opened the door to that by filming it. You know, they can very easily say after the phone video cut off, this is what happened, and this is what he did. And I would say what his word against the child's. You know, he's opening some very dangerous doors. He's undermining his authority. His job is to teach science for the entirety of his class. That is his job. As far as his relationship, I don't need him building a rapport. I don't need him getting to know my child. I'm sorry. As a parent, I don't. I need him teaching my child, and for the entirety.
How do you feel about what this gentleman is saying? I don't need you to build a rapport with my child. Just want you to teach the entire time my child is sitting in your classroom. How do you feel about that? Because we've heard over the years from children, other staff members, you out there in the viewing audience, you have had a teacher that you did not like. You thought they were mean. They were short with you, didn't explain the lesson thoroughly, had a favorite or two. So does this man have a point? Strictly go to the classroom and teach only. Don't empathize with a child. Don't ask them if they need anything. If you see that they look like they need something, don't ask. They smell, don't give them no deodorant. See where I'm going with that? But I understand his point that you can't open Pandora's box by getting too close to your students or getting too close to your teacher, however you want to word it, because it's just like life. We are all people and we can misinterpret things. And children do talk. And that is a very good point they made here in this segment. Children talk and they don't know how to deal with their emotions. And exactly, some children in the classroom could be jealous, get jealous from seeing these girls unbraiding his hair. Or why did he pick her? Why did he pick her? Why didn't he pick me? Even a boy child can get jealous. There's a girl he likes and she's unbraiding the teacher's hair. Now he's in his feelings. And then he filmed it. So this is how it got out. You filmed it. Although you asked for permission from the teachers, asked permission from the principal, I just still find it strange him asking, because as I said, we're in a day and time where people just rarely ask people, hey, do you mind if I film you? Hey, do you mind if... We just live in a world where people just don't ask for permission and going live. I've been places going live and people say, don't film me, don't show me in your video. So I'm like, well, I'm in public. I'm not deliberately trying to show you, but you understand what I'm saying. You have people who will see you with your phone and they have a problem with you filming, and you could be filming somebody directly in front of you, but they are in the view and they got a problem like, hey, I don't want to be in your... I've had that happen a few times when I've been out. When, you know, Queen was doing her thing and she was out, folks mean mugging, looking and stuff. Even say something when you're filming yourself. Ooh, you sure like to be on your phone. I can, it's mine. I paid the bill. But you understand what I'm saying. People get offended, people are messy, people are nosy. And he should have known by filming on a live platform such as TikTok, somebody would have something negative to say about him filming the students messing with his hair. Because one, yes, this is a schoolhouse. This is a classroom where you are teaching kids. And I don't know when he approached the children, at what hour during the class to say, hey, come on, let's take my hair down. I don't know. Weigh in. I have the poll on my community page. So feel free to mosey on over there and answer the poll.
Need time to say, well,
But
I'm gonna let y'all
isn't
finish,
teaching your child part of getting to know them and finding out where their deficiencies are, where their pluses are?
Absolutely,
to help
but
them?
you're not going to do that getting your hair unbraided. I've been having washing my car in the parking lot and saying, hey, I'm trying to build rapport with these kids.
But this is
Sounds
not.
like free labor to me.
But let me say, this is an ongoing thing. And by the way, two seconds. Teachers, we appreciate you. It's the week of your appreciation. I thank you for everything you've done. Again, let me move on. It's not something that he's doing continuous. He's doing a lot of things with them, playing soccer, doing other things. So again, he is teaching. That gap, and yes, you gotta be careful, but you gotta make sure it's okay with the parent. You may have a problem with it, but another parent might not.
But that gap is not in his head. It's not on top of his head.
But he's doing both, and that's what I'm saying. Nobody's talking about he's pushing education. He's doing that and that. He's doing both. So again,
we even try to relate it to science. You know, we even try to say this is symbiotism. You know, it's not. He's having these kids unbraid his hair because he didn't manage his time well enough to do it himself.
That's what I see.
This is a hygiene issue.
Yeah,
He
didn't manage his time.
When you take the taxpayer dollars, you teach my child.
And he did. His teaching is not the issue.
For the whole time.
He said
the whole time.
What we did, they popping the pimples on his back.
He read it on lunch.
But I got the parents' permission.
He read it on lunch.
You know what I'm saying? He popping the pimples on his back. Really? Because, hey, they were painting his nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And there's also, yes, another TikTok video where he's letting the girl students paint his fingernails. So some will say he's just this all-around friendly guy. He's not that teacher that goes in, drops the lesson, checks out. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's more personable. Do you have a problem with a teacher that is more personable with your child or with children in general? You're entitled to your opinion. Because you heard the other gentleman here, Mr. Jones, say, well, yeah, he was painting the fingernails too. So he's an all-around guy. So it's not just do my hair for free labor. Hey, paint my fingernails. You girls like painting your nails? Well, paint my nails. And you've had fathers do that with their daughters playing house princess. She paints her daddy nails. He doesn't mind. This is my daughter. I can paint my nails with my baby girl. Has he drawn a fine line with his students by allowing them to mess with his hair on school time, taxpayers' time? That's the question.
He got the parent permission to pop the pimples on the back. I get what you're saying. Hopefully, you know, I have all the respect for the teachers in the world. I think that he hurts the discussion that teachers need more pay, which they do. They need more pay. But this hurts that discussion when you've got them unbraiding your hair because you were too irresponsible to get it done the night before on your own.
And I'm saying we don't know the logistics of that. I believe he did it on his lunch break. I believe he did it on his lunch break.
It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Anytime
he said that
you got a kid physically touching you, it's just wrong. Like I say, I do fist bumps. I don't even do hugs.
But I do hugs.
Yeah, see, I don't even put myself.
And you might be able to get away with that.
You want to stay away from that.
Thank you guys for joining us. You can join.
Well, we've learned even with hugging guests, things can get misconstrued by a student. And if a child is too huggy, kissy, a teacher might feel uncomfortable there. And the child might say, well, you hugged me before. You hugged me 5 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Why you don't want me to hug you? So do you have to be careful? Because there's nothing wrong with wanting to be friendly with your students. You might want to share some things, but then that can become a problem too. This is what I'm saying about us as Americans, us as citizens. Especially here in the South where we just talk excessively about our business. You have to be careful what you put out into the universe. You can honestly be a decent person to your ability, to your knowledge, but it does not mean that what you're putting out in the universe will be received in a good way. Hugging leads to things. Because as I said, you might get a child who wants a hug all the time, and this may cause problems with the other students. Somebody else may see it and think, oh, every time I see her or him with that kid, they're always hugging on her. What's that about? See where I'm going? And it could be absolutely nothing. It could be absolutely nothing. And next thing you know, you're being called in the principal's office and in a board meeting. Why are you always hugging on little Johnny? And God forbid, it's a man teacher hugging on a boy child or man teacher hugging on a girl child. See, everything's about perception. And it is. Because sometimes what you think you're seeing, you're not. What you think you're hearing, you're not. So was it inappropriate for this teacher to allow the girl students, 4 students or so, to unbraid his hair and also film it on a public platform such as TikTok? And I will agree with the man here speaking, one of the gentlemen here. He didn't allot his time properly. He should have went and got his hair taken down by somebody. Because now it's cost him a job. And you also heard that same man say, I think you need to be reprimanded. He said that in the beginning of the show. Reprimanded how? Put on probation? Put on a probationary period as a school teacher? You cannot have any infractions against you as a teacher? How do you take it? All right. Now, let's get down to this crazy story out of California. California subway manager punched in the face by a customer. But wait a minute, before I get to that, sorry about that, let me let you hear his commentary about how he feels about what has happened to him. Unjust and unfair to him. Sorry about that, I was moving too fast.
I gotta go celebrate my principal.
He's talking about Principal Appreciation Day after letting the girls undo his hair.
No candle. Who's had that glove? Helping me out. Oh yeah. I get y'all something. Really? Okay, bye. All right, Jimmy. Yeah. What are you gonna give them? I don't know. Oh. Why? Why are you worried? Will we not get Popeye? I'll figure something out.
Won't show it because copyright infringements, anything on platforms can get flagged. So the girls have undone his hair and he's telling them to go home. So it must have been the end of class when the kids got done. So maybe he timed it, how long he thought it would take for them to take the braids down. Very interesting information. So weigh in. I'm trying to find his commentary where he's upset about what has happened. Here we go.
I wanted to come on here and read some of the messages that my students are sending me.
I'm trying to find what he was saying. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Once again, a science teacher who went viral on TikTok for sharing a video of his female students unbraiding his hair has reportedly been fired. TikTok user at TH Illuminati1, who goes by Jacques Lee on social media, had viewers buzzing over a video he shared of a group of girls taking down his braids and detangling his hair in the classroom. Lee noted that he had an appointment after school. I didn't have time to do it all by myself because it would have taken me forever. So naturally, I asked about 4 or 5 of over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out, and they all agreed, Lee said. Now, remember, the people who were talking on this talk show that I just played said they're not your best friends. They are your students. So how do you feel about him calling his students his best friends? Social media users debated whether it was appropriate for the teacher to allow students to unbraid his hair. Social worker here, you are following all the appropriate boundaries. You are in the open, not alone with one student. And the students are willing participants. The energy is great, one TikTok user commented. As a mother, I would have been livid, another person wrote. People be looking for problems with innocent situations, a third chimed in. Nope. No, sir, from a school administrator. After school, yeah, sure, build a relationship. It seems too personal, a commenter disagreed. Wow. Well, somebody would complain if he did it after school. So what's the difference? In the school, after school? Because then you have to ask yourself, where would he have been able to get his hair taken down after school? In one of the kids' homes? A public place, a playground? What? Think about what you're saying now. When you say, oh, he should have done it after school. Done it after school where? At the schoolhouse? Ask the kids to stay behind? Just asking. If I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate. Me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. People are saying it's too intimate. To me, it's literally just hair. It doesn't have to be weird. Some people have never had cool teachers, and it shows, Lee said. Last week, Lee shared a TikTok video alluding to his termination. The teacher read messages from his students who said they would miss him. And he's also crying here. It's very interesting information. Does he regret having the kids unbraid his hair? I'm curious. He says, when your 21 besties are filling you in on all the juicy tea and the admin walks in. Very interesting. Hold on.
What I'm saying, you feel me? And it's crazy because they won't even do it like that. Hello. How are you doing today? What can I do for you?
That's one of his incidents where he was chopping it up with the kids and then the administrator walked in. So what were they talking about? I'm trying to find it where he was crying. Oh, Lordy, what a mess. What a hot butter mess. He has a lot of videos. I guess of him filming himself with his students. I'm trying to find the one where he's talking about the kids' commentary.
There has never been anything weird going on. There was never any insinuation of that. The people that actually matter know where your heart is, and that's all that matters. During COVID, you quite literally helped me through my 8th grade year by just being an adult. I knew I could go to if I was having any problems. Continue being you, and don't let anyone change that. For the GOAT. What's up, Mr. White? I know that your situation may not be looking the best, but just know that you'll get through it, and we all know your real intentions. Remember, remember your Bruce Lee quote.
Hugging on his dog.
Remember your Bruce Lee quote. Can't wait for your return. P.S. Your Air Maxes are in the boys' locker room. I seen them today after practice, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I just put them in there. My Bruce Lee quote is, if you have an emotional reaction to anything someone says or does to you, it means that person can control you, and you should not be controlled by anyone. Dear Mr. White, Dear Mr. White, we hope that you're doing well during these tough times. We hope that you're doing well during these tough times. We wanted to let you know that we appreciate you as a teacher. as our teacher, and we hope the best for you in your future. We hope you come back, and we want you to keep your head up. Like Tupac said, in appreciation of you, we cleaned up your class. Thank you for all that you do for us. Don't listen to those haters. We love you, Mr. White. Lock in before we tweak out.
Wow. Just so happened to happen right before school's out. Interesting.
Yes, we also fed your kids for you. And my kids are my animals that are at the school, and logging before I tweak out is something that I say to them. They get on my nerves, so thank you.
So why didn't they pack up his stuff for him or allow him to at least take his things out? So is it a matter of they made the decision without consulting him, or they consulted him to tell them when they would make a decision, and then once they made the decision, they didn't allow him to go back to the school to get his things? Because you hear one of the students writing, I packed up your Air Maxes for you. Very interesting. Then one student said, I cleaned up the room for you. We cleaned up the classroom. So who's stepping in now? A substitute teacher? I suppose so. Very interesting. Black Information Network is the source of this information. Wow, wow, wow. What a mess. This is why you have to be very careful of your entanglements with people. That is the truth. Our next subject is coming from Fox 26 News out of California, KMPH. California subway manager punched in the face by a customer. Wow, this is a hot butter mess here. All over some ham. Wanting more ham.
Caught on camera, one subway location manager is recovering tonight from injuries to her face. That's after a customer decided to attack employees after getting upset over his sandwich.
Fox 26 reporter, Fox 26 reporter Sophia Alessio spoke to that manager in the video, who says after 10 years at her job, she has never experienced anything like that.
Employees and a customer at this subway in Madera were not going to let a man just hit a female employee. The manager who got hit in the face says that the customer actually escalated the situation because he wanted more ham on his sandwich. Whoa, did you see that? A subway manager in Madera was punched in the face Thursday evening, and the man had to be tackled by a customer and employees to get him to stop.
I did not expect this. He comes around the corner. What are you going to do, hit me over ham? He hit me. He punched me. All I could remember is just black.
General Manager Monique Barrios says she was called into work that day by her employees saying this man was mad because he didn't get double ham on his sandwich, even though the store had proof he only paid to have 6 extra slices of meat, not 12. But that issue escalated to this.
I still can't feel half of my face. I can't feel nothing. I'm scared that there's going to be some kind of damage permanent. I've never been so numb to where my face feels like it's a mass, you know?
Madera police officers say they arrested George Sandoval, the man who they say hit her that night for battery. Is that ever okay?
No, never. They went behind the counter, I believe, and punched the female manager.
Barrios says she never stood a chance.
I'm 4'11". This guy was 6'5", 400, almost 400 pounds.
Now Lorio says she's scared to go back to work.
I did not deserve this at all. I was in there just doing my job. There was nothing wrong with it. The sandwich was made to where our subway standards. I don't know. He didn't even give me a chance to try to figure it out. What did he want?
The manager, who is still out on leave, says she plans on pressing charges and potentially even suing the man for what he did. In Madera, Sophia Lesios.
Let's go back a little bit to the start. Let's see.
Caught on camera.
Employees and a customer at this subway in Madera were not going to let a man just hit a female employee. The manager who got hit in the face says that the customer actually escalated the situation because he wanted more ham on his sandwich. Whoa, did you see that? A subway manager in Madera was punched in the face Thursday evening, and the man had to be tackled by a customer and employees to get him to stop.
I did not expect this. He comes around the corner. I go, what are you going to do, hit me over ham? And he hit me. He punched me. All I could remember is just black.
General Manager Monique Barrios says she was called into work that day by her employees saying This man was mad because he didn't get double ham on his sandwich, even though the store had proof he only paid to have 6 extra slices of meat, not 12. But that issue escalated to this.
I still can't feel half of my face. I can't feel nothing. I'm scared that there's going to be some kind of damage permanent. I've never been so numb to where my face feels like it's a mass, you know?
Madera police officers say they arrested George Sandoval, the man who they say hit her that night for battery. Is that ever okay?
No.
What in God's name is the problem? Why are you hitting a woman, sir? Why would you hit anyone? Because you want more ham. If you want more ham on your sandwich, you might need to eat at home. You're a big guy. You're a big burly guy. You would have an appetite naturally. In a lot of these places, such as Subway, they have the meat already pre-cut in the paper. So you're trying to make this colossal sandwich for your big tail. You need to eat at your house where you can buy you 1 packet of meat in the little containers and you eat the whole damn thing with your lettuce, tomato, onion, peppers, or whatever the hell you want to eat. Good God Almighty. She may sue him. What does he do for a living? Where does he work? Does he still have a job after this? And will we later find out she'll sue Subway? Because I'm surprised that wasn't mentioned. Will she be going back to work? Too scared, I'm sure. Who wants to go back to work worrying about if somebody's going to get mad because they didn't put an extra tomato pickle on the sandwich? Hey, where's my bell pepper? Hey, where are my hot peppers? Hey, I need a little more roast beef. Ding! Knock you out. Mama said knock you out over a piece of salami or beef. Roast beef. Damn, I want some more cheese. Just start hitting people because you want more on your sandwich. This is why you eat your tail at home. You can buy all the things you like for your sandwich. You want salami, ham, chicken, turkey, beef, extra cheese, extra tomato, extra lettuce, hold the mail, hold this, then eat at home. I'll tell anybody that. Because you really have to spend some money in a really decent place that's going to give you a substantial amount of food for your liking, your taste, and your stomach. Every restaurant does not give a substantial amount of meat. I think we know this from eating at McDonald's, Burger King. You got to go to a nice hamburger place, let's say, that gives you a nice hunk of beef if you like to eat hamburgers. You want your nice burger, you want it filled with all the trimmings, then you might need to go to a place that will accommodate your appetite. KMPH Fox 26 News is the source, everybody. All right. The next video, oh, lordy, 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 is crazy. Rideshare driving, Doordash, dinner delivered, all these people who offer services to bring you groceries, meds, liquor, alcohol, food, it's getting out of control. You either have a crazy passenger or you have a crazy driver. They're now going hand in hand. One is no better than the other one. Oh, Lordy. This is a very wicked tale. I kind of debated if I wanted to bring this because some of the stuff I brought you is violence. This issue with him hitting the manager, that's violence. It's not a sexual assault or anything, but it's still violence, punching the woman for no reason over a piece of ham or 6 pieces of ham. But this is sadism and possibly the start of a problem with this certain person, what he did after delivering this woman's food. I'm going to bring you that said information. 12 News is the source. Doordash driver caught on camera exposing himself in the customer's apartment. Thank you so much for joining me. Wow. Hold on, everybody. Okay.
woman in Phoenix is speaking out tonight, sharing a horrifying story about what happened with a food delivery driver. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Cuddy the Divine.
I'm Mark Curtis. After dropping off the woman's food, which is disgusting when you hear what happens from there, the delivery driver comes back and exposes himself at her front door. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono talked to the woman, and Bianca, this is just disgusting.
Yeah, guys, it really is. And food delivery services have become such a routine part of so many people's lives. And this is really a nightmare scenario. And the reality is the woman would have never known this happened had the incident not been caught on her neighbor's camera.
It just happened to be one night where I was like, I don't want to make food.
It was a typical Friday night for Lily Seefingphone. She works in the restaurant industry and got home from work ordering a late dinner before going to sleep.
I let Doordash deliver my food.
The events of that night captured on her neighbor's Ring doorbell camera. And at first, when the Doordash delivery driver drops off her food, nothing appears to be out of the ordinary. Then, at 2:11 a.m., Lily grabs her food, glancing down the hallway.
He was walking across, but his eyes were like locked sideways to me. And I was like, that's weird.
The Doordash driver, her stomach turned.
And so I locked both locks of my door.
Then she went to sleep, never expecting the news she would get the next morning.
I got a message from my neighbor across the hall that has the Ring camera, and he told me like, hey, this is what happens.
At 2:16 a.m., the Doordash worker was back, masturbating at her front door.
Just disgusted, violated, just uncomfortable, just because he knows exactly where I live, how to get into my building.
Lily, scared for her safety, immediately notified.
Let's go back to this nonsense.
And he told me like, hey, this is what happens.
At 2:16 a.m., the Doordash worker was back, masturbating at her front door.
Just disgusted, violated, just uncomfortable, just because he knows exactly where I live, how to get into my building.
Lily, scared for her safety, immediately notified Doordash and the Phoenix Police Department. The initial response she got from the company
said that he was removed from any of my future orders.
Just yours.
Just mine.
A Doordash spokesperson telling 12 News in a statement that was a miscommunication, claiming he was deactivated right away. Days later, Lily got an updated response from Doordash saying the delivery driver was removed from the platform, offering her a $15 credit. As for Phoenix Police, a public information.
Well, thank you for $15. Thank you for the $15 and that free exposure at my door that thank God I didn't get to see. Amen.
Information officer tells 12 News detectives are actively investigating the case, working to establish the appropriate crime that was committed, along with identifying the person responsible.
Situations like that could get worse. Had he just been standing at my front door waiting for me?
Oh, very true. Very true.
Push into
his way in.
Lily
Exactly.
says she's thankful she's okay, but believes this man's brazenness is an indication this wasn't his first time, hoping an arrest is made soon.
Hold him accountable for what he did.
Just an awful situation. And Doordash says every driver has to undergo a criminal background check and motor vehicle check. Again, police say this remains an active investigation and no arrests have been made. We're live in studio, Bianca, 12 News.
All right, everybody. Okay, so he's been deactivated as a driver. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hello, Cornbread. Hello, everybody in the audience. Welcome to Your Crazy America. This is a new segment on the Vault Excel. I agree with everything she said. He never left the building, number one. He still was on her floor, number two. And as she said, he could have easily just stood there when he knocked on the door. She came to the door and he could have pushed his way in. Not knowing if she had a cat, a dog, a Rottweiler, it's probably why he didn't do it, see? Because he didn't know who's there. He just has a pretty face and sees the order and the face of the person he's delivering, just like with the ride share. You get a picture of the person that you're picking up. You get a picture of the person who's going to pick you up from your designated area. When you're a ride share driver, they have your information. They have the make of your vehicle. They know what your vehicle looks like, and they have you. So they know who he is. And law enforcement can get that information to who this DoorDash driver is. Because yes, when you're doing any type of delivery service, you have to show an ID, valid identification, which is a driver's license. You have to show registration on your car. You have to show the car itself. You also have to show proof of insurance to be a driver for any type of driving platform. Ask me how I know. Because I was doing it last year as a driver. So it takes two. You can either get a horrible passenger, horrible person, door you're going to take food, drinks, whatever, or you could be a mangy ass driver, delivery person. It takes all kinds. Either way, the game is dangerous because as you've seen with true crime cases, I say this 1,000 times on this network, you don't know people. You're picking somebody up and putting them in your car. You don't know them from a can of paint. The person getting in the car, the driver, you don't know the driver. The driver could be wicked, the patron could be wicked. What is ridiculous is that all of us have our personal information in the app. So you're going to get caught. So this is what makes no sense to me. If I'm the driver, either picking you up as, rideshare driver or I'm being a delivery driver, all my personal information is in the app with the company. So I would be a fool to do anything to you nefarious. But if I don't care, then I will. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't care. And that's what's so weird about drivers doing nefarious stuff, such as picking somebody up and not taking them to their location and trying to or attempt to or following through with a sexual assault, pulling out a weapon. All your information is in that damn app. So they're going to have your address, all of that personal information. Driver license number, police can find you, okay? And even if you're not using that same address that's on that driver license, you're still going to be found because it's your government name. Just the way it is. How many times did she use DoorDash? Number one. How many times did she use this same guy? Because sometimes, you could be the one that's always going to that person's location, delivering the food, depending on who's driving that day. Do you understand? And naturally, you can pick your people. I knew, well, with me, I could always pick the people as being the rideshare driver if I want to pick the ride or not. Did he look her up before? Such as he's delivered for her and he was attracted to the photograph and he tried finding her on social media. I don't know. Messaged her. Because let me tell you something about the cell phone. She's a deviant little bee. You can put somebody's number into your phone, dial the number, whichsoever, contact. And at some point, I say within a month, 2, they will come up as a person of interest in Facebook. Did you all not know that? Because you can connect your contacts to Facebook to where you can get their information to pop up as a Facebook friend. But it also pops up on its own because I've seen it happen before. I've met people, as many of you know, on the date site, and a month or 2 later will go by. I'm not talking to the person, not coinciding with them or anything, and the suggestion will come up for a friend. And I thought, what the hell is this? This is why I said the social media apping business is no joke. Just like you can be Google searching something, and next thing you know, something comes up as an advertisement in your Gmail, or come down on the Facebook post, commercial, advertisement, whichsoever. All this is interlocked. And I don't think we have any privacy like we think we have on these cell phones and these apps such as Facebook, Gmail, all of that. That is the reason why our American government does not want Americans to be using TikTok, because they believe the Chinese has been spying on us through the app. And somebody's doing something, because a few people I have met have said the same thing, that they have been talking about something, searching for something in a search engine, and before you know it, that same item is coming up in Facebook, Facebook Marketplace, Gmail. And how the hell would Gmail know what you are searching? Oh, that's right, because it's all connected. Because Google owns every damn thing. It's all connected. Facebook, Google, YouTube. It's one entity. So you need to be careful out here. Patronizing, having deliveries made to your house, being a rideshare driver, being a delivery driver. You take a chance every time you go process an order and take something somewhere. Same thing with picking up, going to the door to get the order. All you need is somebody like this, a dirty bugger who's up to no good. Now, as she has said, he knows where she lives. Hello, Lindsay. Thank you for joining me. He knows where she lives. She's a very pretty girl. He knows where she lives. And I won't doubt he knows a little bit more about her. Stay woke. I got a feeling he knows a whole lot more about her. I believe he knows when she goes to work, where she works. He probably has gotten a hold of social media accounts. He knows what time she gets home. And he has probably studied the building that she lives in, because it looks like she lives in a nice apartment building, bright green doors. You don't see that every day. Very scary. This is what I talk about on this network, is that you need to be aware of your surroundings, because you don't know people. You don't know the day when something's bad is going to pop off to you. This is why I said every day you walk outside your house, your home, your apartment building, trailer park, barn, condo, wherever the hell you live, you don't know people. You don't know your neighbor. You don't know people at your job. You don't know your friends, associates. You don't know your family. You don't know nobody. Every day a crime happens. And it's usually, as they say, somebody knows the perpetrator. The perpetrator knows the victim. And yes, we have the random crimes, such as what I have played for you during this live stream. The first part of this commentary is of a black school teacher, former school teacher who has been fired for allowing some girls to unbraid his hair. Please take the poll on my community page and weigh in. Should he have been fired? A manager is punched in the face because a patron wants more ham on his sandwich. And he claims what? That he paid for more, but he did not. And he punched her. What is she going to do? Is she going to sue him? Sue her establishment? Is she still working? Will she go back to work? Has she returned to work? Is she afraid to go to work? Actor Steve Buscemi, known to be in many, many movies, mobster movies, was punched in New York last week just walking down the street. The suspect is a black man, seen talking to himself on camera. Don't know if he's schizophrenic, bipolar, some type of mental disorder. What was going on with him? Why did he punch Steve Buscemi? Mr. Buscemi is almost 70 years old. Can you imagine the shock of walking, minding your business, and poof, somebody walks by and punch you in the face? And New York has a pungent for this type of behavior, for those of you who are familiar with New York City. There was a time years ago when somebody was walking around the city putting pins inside of women's buttocks. Do you all remember that story? Sadistic. Can you imagine someone poking you with a stray pin? Ah, it does happen. Punching people. Young people were doing that a couple of years ago, just walking up to random people, punching them. Not even 2 years ago, somebody was punching Asian people in California in the Chinese district. Just boom, boom, boom. Walking up to older people, punching them. Asians. Somebody had it out for the Asian people. Why? Snatching purses, snatching chains. They used to do that years ago when I was growing up in Chicago. Get on the L, the train, somebody come behind your neck, snatch your necklace off. I remember that happening one event with me, some friends and I. It was the summer of '88. We were going to the Taste of Chicago. And the guy walked by like he was, going about his business, like he was getting off the train. But then he jumped back on and snatched my friend's necklace off her neck. Silver necklace. You see, people are wicked. Was it silver? Might have been gold. Can't remember. I think I was wearing a silver necklace. But it's just crazy, the behavior. I also remember one time I was visiting Chicago. I was living in Tennessee at the time, an adult. I was young, probably about 19 or so. And I was riding on the L to go across town to my father and stepmother's home. So my mother lives on the south side of Chicago, and I'd have to ride the train, or whatever, to the other side of Chicago, which is the west side, right outside of Oak Park. You literally could just walk from their apartment, go down to the end of the block, turn to the corner, across the street, you're in Oak Park. One side's Austin Boulevard, the other side's Oak Park, for those of you who are familiar. I remember riding the train, and these guys were walking up and down the aisle saying, "You see anything you like? You see anything you like?" And the other guy's like, "Nah, I don't see anything." Can you imagine what that feels like? Knowing that you're riding public transportation and these goons are walking up and down the aisle, scoping out something to steal from you. It's scary. It was wintertime. Naturally, people have coats on. You're not exposed like, what I have on right now, just a shirt, maybe a necklace or something where you can see. People are bundled up with their coats. But it doesn't matter. Because if you have somebody that's out on the prowl looking to rob a person, they don't care what the season is. That's what it's like growing up in the city, living in the city. You're always going to be on guard because you don't know that moment that somebody's going to try to snatch a hat off your head, Nike cap, or steal your purse, or they see a ring on your finger. One time, many years back, I believe it was in New York City, a man cut off somebody's finger down in the subway. Saw a nice ring on someone's finger and cut their finger off. Can you imagine somebody just coming up to you, cutting your damn finger off to get a ring? The world is macabre. But as I was saying about this young lady, yes, he knows where you live, and I pray that he's been apprehended. When I get an update, I will bring you that said commentary. I'll just do a short or a video on that alone, because that's a scary situation to be ordering food. And now you learn from your neighbor, thank God for the neighbor who informed her that, hey, I was looking at my Ring camera footage and saw this guy masturbating at your front door. And she said he had a weird look. Eyes were lopsided or something, she said. So what was going on with him? Was he on drugs, doped up? I don't really care if he was doped up because I ain't getting ready to correlate the two. Oh, he was on dope. That's why he was masturbating. I don't care. He was going to masturbate and he hadn't had no dope. How about that? Of course. The gate code. Well, and that's another thing. The gate code, that's the point. He can get in the building. So imagine going to the landlord, now you got to ask him, he changed the code. He knows how to get in. So then they got to send a notification to everybody in the building. Codes changed. You know how many times they probably have to change a code because of circumstances, such as giving delivery people the codes, friends and family members the codes, and they get to acting crazy and showing out, bad roommate situation. Well, they got the code. Come in the building, terrorize the doors, or, vandalize the place. As I brought you commentary about a week or two ago of that black guy terrorizing people in Nashville at the really nice apartment building downtown Broadway. Kept making his way in that building. Hanging around that building, doing God knows what. Finally, he sexually assaulted a male person. This is bad. And then assaults her, rides her around, robs her, gets money off her ATM card, and then goes right back to the damn building to get arrested at the same damn building that he assaulted the damn, what was it, UPS driver or whatever she was. This is how crazy people are. So I fear for this girl's safety. Yes, I do. Because it looks like she lives in a nice apartment complex, probably got a decent job, and now she's fearful to live in her own home. Don't know the hour she's going to come home. He's going to confront her. Going in, going out. Make his way in the building. Could just hang around the corner and wait for her. He knows how to get in the building. Who wants to live like that? Nobody. This is why I tell you have to be aware of your surroundings. Because now she has to be one of those few people that now has to be on guard coming out of her apartment. And it's a scary thing when you live around people, because I don't trust people in this place where I am. Trust me, it's jacked up, and I'm gonna leave it at that. You have to be aware. You know, Queen's got ears like a dog. I know when you're walking by the door. I know when you stop. Luckily, there's enough crack under that door. I'll know if you're standing there. And right now, I got a bullseye view from where I'm sitting to that front door. And if you're standing there, I'll know you're standing there. I also have a peephole. Amen. And as the assistant manager said, that's why it's there. You don't have to let anybody in. So any drama unfold because you opened the door, that's on you. Exactly. And I've told myself I'm not going to be doing no fraternizing and congregating in and out of people's apartments or in here. Exactly. You got to be aware of your surroundings. And when you see that you're dealing with people that probably don't have a full deck, it's best you throw your hand up and keep it moving. And then you ain't got to do that. I'm very leery for this young lady. It's troublesome. Because as I have stated before in my commentary, the worst thing you can have is that sick, sinking feeling that you don't feel safe in your home. And once you've been violated, all bets are off. I'm going to mention two more stories. They're not a part of my title, but just going to give you a synopsis of what's out here and how bad it's gotten with people violating people's personal space. Welcome to Your Crazy America, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this segment of the Vault XL. Please check out my content on Sebastian Rogers from earlier. I took a deep dive into the life of Sebastian Rogers with his bio parents and stepfather, and I had put up shorts pertaining to the information at hand of the canine handlers, all this information coming from his grandmother, Robin Rogers, the correlation to the Summer Wells case, 2 Robins on deck, a lot of foolishness and nonsense. Let's hear from Washington, D.C., Fox 5. Lyft driver allegedly boots mom and 4-year-old son with autism out of her vehicle. Lord have mercy. What a mess. Thank you for joining me. Oh, in her post, she works at a nearby restaurant. Oh, you saw something on Facebook? See, I hadn't gone to Facebook to look up anything. Lord have mercy. Boy, you been digging, have you not, down there? Y'all be on it.
Parents. She says that her 4-year-old was sitting in the back seat, similar to how I am during a Lyft ride, and she was sitting next to him. Tuesday, around 4:45 in the evening. She says he started stimming, which is self-stimulatory behavior in some cases, the repetition of sounds, physical movements, words. Her son, she says, was excitedly squealing. She tells me that she explained to the driver that he has autism, but says the driver got annoyed, became rude, and criticized her parenting, and eventually ended the drive early, leaving the mother and son at a gas station on the 2300 block of Pennsylvania Avenue Southeast, 3 miles away from their destination in Northwest. She filed an official complaint with Lyft. Fox 5 called Lyft, and a spokesperson sent us a statement that reads, quote, "Safety is fundamental to Lyft, and we strive to create a community where everyone is treated with equal respect and mutual kindness." Upon learning of this incident, Lyft investigated the matter and refunded the driver for this ride. You're now going to hear exclusively from Chanel Woods.
First of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us. Lyft says they gave you a refund. Do you feel that is fair?
In my opinion, I don't feel that it's fair. I was dropped off in the middle of nowhere in a very high crime rated area. I felt very uncomfortable, and nobody deserves to be treated like that. I don't feel like she should ride for Lyft anymore.
What do you want to see happen?
I really want to see them make more changes to the Lyft app. I feel as though the drivers should know when someone with a disability is going to enter their car, so they kind of know what to expect. And I feel like there should be more training. I just want to advocate for all the moms that went through the same thing. I got so much support, and I appreciate it. And I just want to advocate for them so this doesn't happen again.
Now, Lyft also tells us that the driver did not feel she could drive safely, which is why she ended the ride early. I'm Shamari Stone. Back to you.
So how loud did the little boy get during the Lyft ride? Lyft is full of crap too. They have some real jacked up rules, and you can feel strange about a passenger, and guess what? They don't care. You don't want to take the ride. You sense something ain't right. Waiting too long for the people, you're in an area that's not safe, you can cancel the ride, and next thing you know, they go complain, and here they come sending you 1,000 fucking messages about, oh, you weren't supposed to cancel this ride, and we got a complaint. Who cares? My safety is more important. That's what people don't understand about being a rideshare driver. Your safety is more important than somebody getting in that damn car. Because if you go somewhere and sit and the people don't come out, then they keep calling out, sending messages through the app, and you sitting here like, okay, look, you said you ready to go. Okay, why aren't you downstairs getting in the damn car? It's dark outside. You want somebody to just sit and wait for you, and it's already after 10 o'clock, and you trying to go to the club through the week? I mean, come on. Hell no. I don't give a damn what nobody say. My livelihood is more important than you going to get some drink and hookah. I say that.
To a Fox 5 exclusive, mother and her 4-year-old son with autism are upset after she says a rideshare driver dumped them off in Southeast 3 miles from their intended destination.
And all of this because the mother says that her son was having an episode caused by his autism. Our Shamari Stone has the story.
Tonight, that mother, Chanel Woods, says she's not only speaking out on behalf of her son, but other children with autism as well, along with their parents. She says that her 4-year-old was sitting in the back seat, similar to how I am during a Lyft ride, and she was sitting next to him. Tuesday, around 4:45 in the evening, she says he started stimming, which is self-stimulatory behavior in some cases.
Self-stimming behavior. I brought you information on autism earlier pertaining to Sebastian Rogers. Please go back and watch that live stream at the beginning where I give you an in-depth synopsis of the symptoms of autism on the spectrum. High functioning, it has not been diagnosed by doctors. That is a terminology used by street people. There is no such thing as high functioning. Just want to let you know. That is a street terminology for people with autism that appear to function better than some other autistic persons. Let's put it like that. So what was the little boy doing in the car? Self-stimming, like what? Rocking back and forth, hissing? Was it loud? Was he kicking the seat? What? What was he doing? The woman feels like, well, it's disrupting her drive. Hey, you got to get out of here with that noise. I got to be able to concentrate. So what's she on the interstate? Because naturally, you do want to be able to pay attention to your destination. Because naturally, you're going to have the app on, and the app is going to be giving you directions. Turn left, turn right, keep straight, 2 more miles, exit 314. You want to be able to hear. So was the child disruptive? Was he kicking the seat, jumping up and down? I don't know. I haven't dealt with any autistic that I know of. As most of you know, I've dealt with men with disabilities. I worked in a group home, and I don't remember any of them having autism. If they had it, I don't recollect. This from a long time ago. But the point is, what was the child doing in the car? For this woman to say, oh, hell no, y'all getting out of here. Well, somebody said she couldn't be a bus driver. Well, Cornbread, you're right. Because Queen was on the bus the other day riding. I told you I was sitting in that seat facing the aisle, and beside me was a mother and a little girl, because I sat up front, and woo, that little girl was talking and looking at the video game on her phone, and she was asking Queen 1,000 questions, and she wanted to sit with me. She was reaching out to me, and that kind of took me, you know, aback, because I told you all, I didn't really go into great details, but I sensed that maybe something was wrong with the little girl, that maybe things weren't right between she and her mother. Because, you know, people will put on the front when they're in public, but behind closed doors, they'll be beating the hell out their kids. And I just thought it was strange that the little girl was reaching out to me, and she was doing like this. And she said, can I sit with you? And I thought, no, baby, you got to sit in your seat with your mama. I don't know, that bothered me. Because, you know, Queen has a good instinct for behavior from grown folks and children. And that rubbed me the wrong way. And I thought to myself, why would a child ask a complete stranger to sit with them? Come on now, let's stay woke. I said, something going on. So, you know, I played like I was in tune and cordial, but my eye was on the prize. I said, something ain't right with this little girl. Something ain't right with this damn mama either, because the mama kept talking and complaining the whole ride and, you know, doing all that. AB should have been there. AB would have fell out. Because AB was talking about that nonsense pertaining to Sebastian Rogers with all the huffing and puffing. And who was it he said was acting like she's out of breath? Oh, the PI. She huffing and puffing, acting like she didn't want to answer questions. Well, AB would have flatlined on the bus the other day, because this baby mama, she was talking junk as soon as I sat down in the seat. It's going to take too long to get to the mall. And I thought, well, shit, you need to go get your car, and you can go directly to the mall and directly to the store. No, she was talking about going to the Walmart. That's what she was talking about. Ooh, it's going to take forever to get to the Walmart. I thought, yes, heifer, because you're on a bus. Of course it's going to take a long time to get to where you're going. The damn driver got to make stops. But it was something off with her. So that's why I'm asking this question here pertaining to this child. What was this autistic boy doing inside of this vehicle? Was he jumping up and down? Was he banging his head against the seat or banging his head up against the part of the window or something? What was he doing that was so disruptive that this young lady asked this woman and her child to get out of her vehicle? What's the truth? As you hear the mother say, the app needs to have information that a person is getting in the vehicle that has a disability. I agree. So the app needs to step up its game. The app needs to know if a person has autism or some type of disability, or they're getting in the car with a child or somebody else with autism. Thank you for joining me. Southeast DC, everybody, is where this content is coming from. Fox 5 is the source. Lord have mercy. I might say that one for later. I'm going to take you back to something that happened a while ago. A Doordash driver got mad because of an $8 tip. Inside Edition is the source.
This food delivery driver is furious over the tip she got.
I need to speak to you. I don't think you realize where they're coming from, so I need to speak to you.
The driver who delivers for Doordash was captured on the homeowner's Ring camera.
I drove 40 minutes, and it was extremely far, and I got it to you early. So I don't think you realize where you live from.
That's a 15-20-minute drive.
It's not. You need to try to drive it. I just drove it. It's 40 minutes. What did you do to adjust your tip to make it right?
So
So, what was the tip?
You gave an $8 tip.
What the hell are you looking for?
I'm gonna do that. Okay.
That's right, she took the food back. DoorDash told us in addition, the actions of the delivery woman were inappropriate and grounds for deactivation. This food delivery driver is furious.
So the girl says she didn't make enough money on the drive. She claims it was a 40-minute drive. The customer says, no, it's just 20 minutes. Well, let me talk to the customer for just a second, because the queen has lived this as well. What is on a Google map is not actually where the driver was at the time of getting the order. Pay attention, everybody. You may live 20 minutes from the restaurant, but you don't know where I was when I got the notification to pick up the food. Stay woke. I had a woman say that to me once. I was working for a service, delivering food a few years back. And she lived in the middle of nowhere, almost to the damn Smoky Mountains. Because where she lived, I didn't even get reception. Reception stopped. And she wants to know what took so long for her to get her food. You know the queen wanted to cuss her ass out. First of all, heifer, you don't know where I was when I got the notification for the food. I might have been 20 minutes from where your food was. That's what people don't understand. You think a person is just sitting at Subway or Firehouse Subs, why would I be there? Okay. It may be traffic. Backed up orders. People aren't paying attention to the orders. People are slow making the food. So it doesn't matter that you are 15 minutes from the restaurant. You don't know where the hell I came from to get to the restaurant, to get your food, to then bring it to you. Checkmate. This is why some of you need to get off your lazy ass and go get your damn food when you get your ass off of work. How about that? You can't think somebody get ready to bring you food in the early evening when there's traffic and other people aren't ordering food, ordering through the apps, takeout orders. You think you're the only person wanting food at 5:30? Come on. Now don't make me get ignorant. Very reason why I'm not driving right now doing that type of work. Because I had to let the people know the dispatch. I got better things to do with my time than sit here and wait on somebody's fucking sandwich. And the people behind the counter talking, laughing on their phones and asking me, may I help you? And I'm looking at them like, what you mean, may I help you? I said, I'm here to pick up the order. Oh my goodness, the food's over there on the rack. I'm like, you've been having me sitting here waiting all this damn time, and I told you I had to leave. I was gonna go down the street and come back while you make the order, and now you're gonna see and watch me come back into the restaurant, sit down, and then you're gonna come up to me about 15, 20 minutes later and say, may I help you? That's the shit I'm talking about. So this is why I say this to some of you lazy ass people. Save your coins and go drive your tail to the restaurant, get your lazy ass out your car and walk in there and order your damn food, or order it on an app and tell them you'll be picking it up in the damn store. Because this DoorDash delivery service type stuff is too much stress. And you all know how the queen is. I don't have time for all that extra nonsense. Queen too old. And I can tell you right now, really, I'm the same as I was when I was 20 and when I was 30. I am not getting ready to let nobody stress me out over something foolish. And arguing with me about your food, and it's dinner time, and people are also ordering food, going into restaurants, doing drive-thrus, all that type of stuff. You got to be serious. You got to be serious. $8 tip, she says, was not good enough. And what did he say? What do you want? Laughing. What do you want? Hell, she wants some more money. She wants some more damn money. And that's exactly it. Because I remember driving a young man from the airport last year all the way to Johnson City, Tennessee. And that's 2 hours from, about an hour and a half or so from Knoxville, Tennessee. And I got paid well worth the trip. It was an $80+ trip, about $83 from the airport to Johnson City by me picking him up. And then he tipped me $100. So that was worth it. Because you're talking about almost $200 for what I made on the app plus the tip. So she's telling this guy, hey, I done drove 40 minutes to bring you this damn food. I don't want no damn $8. And the one thing I learned about doing that type of rideshare driving, you can drive for miles and you ain't making nothing. So I saw a video today where a guy said he's making $114 as a DoorDash, $114,000 as a DoorDash delivery person. Well, you must be working in somewhere like New York City or LA, somewhere that has a lot of people ordering food. Because when you're in smaller demographics, such as where I'm living in the counties, you're not getting ready to make that kind of money because you're driving for miles and you ain't making but $6, $4. You're not making no money. You know, you going from one side of town to downtown and it ain't but $4 or $5. Do you know how many rides you'd have to make off of $4 or $5? I'm just keeping it real. Driving from one side of town to the other for $6, you're burning gas. And you got to think about when it's hot, your engine is running in the heat, and you ain't making but $6 from one side of town to the other. That ain't no fucking money. That's not no money. So good luck to the guy making $114,000. Kudos to you. All right. What else I got? I think that's it. All the nonsense. I want to talk about anything graphic because this is supposed to be half and half. But I really thank you all for joining me. Please check out the Queen's shorts. I've got a lot of shorts I uploaded today. Oh my goodness. I was a busy bee. Prayers for Miss Micah. Some of you believe that her husband murdered her. The coroner says it was suicide. You're entitled to your opinion. A lot of craziness is coming out with that story. A crazy video has been unleashed with him out in the grass, acting a damn fool, crying and moaning. Just, I don't know what to say. This is the one I wanted to show you all, and then I'm out of here. Woman calls 911 after pulling down teen's miniskirt. Inside Edition is the source. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a wild ride here. Oh my Lord. You've got to see this. This is crazy. I will put it up.
She not only berated her in a restaurant, but she also tried to pull her skirt down, she says, so little children wouldn't see her. Now the teen is taking to social media showing off that skirt that led to a very awkward and disturbing encounter. Is this miniskirt too short to wear in public? That's what this woman thinks. She approached the teen in a restaurant and, to show her displeasure, yanked the skirt down. A tense confrontation followed.
I happen to work for the state, and if I have to watch her keep getting nagging, I will call CPS.
After the video went viral, Ida Ann Lorenzo called Utah police.
Did you touch her?
No, I didn't.
I thought you said you pulled her skirt down.
I touched her, I didn't touch her.
The teen was identified as 19-year-old Avery Leroy, who was dining out with friends when the incident took place. Avery told cops she felt cold hands go up her skirt, touching her buttocks before she felt her skirt being pulled on. She says the encounter startled her and she felt violated. So, how short was Avery's skirt? She posted this video. I had shorts under this.
It's protecting the kid by covering the private parts.
Correct, but that's not your job to do.
I had shorts under this.
I had shorts under this. Will she sue the lady for putting her hands on her, pulling her skirt down? She says she lied to the cop and said, I didn't touch her, but I touched her skirt. Well now, let me say this to this lady. Ma'am, you cannot put your hands on people. You cannot tug at their skirts, their shirts, their hats, their wigs. You know better. You say you work for the state. Nobody cares. What do you do for the state, ma'am? Are you a social worker, supervisor? What do you do? Parole, probation? What do you do for the state, ma'am? You have no right to put your hands on anybody or their clothing. It does not matter that you don't like that the girl wore a short skirt. It doesn't matter if she had panties on, panties off. Shorts built into the skirt, a thong, whatever the hell she had up under there, that's her damn business. Because we live in a world where you cannot say or do anything, or you'll end up laying flat on your fucking face. Now, I've seen a lot of inappropriate dressing, and to each its own, because everybody will have an opinion about what you have on. People don't like leggings on women. I've heard guys say that. Video. Sick of looking at women in those yoga pants, leggings. Why don't they wear regular clothes? Well, because they're comfortable. That's why they're wearing them. I like leggings too. Some people feel like plus size women don't need to wear leggings. They don't look good. Well, I guess it depends on what the leggings look like, how you're shaped. You got a big butt, no butt, little thighs, big stomach. Hey, everybody's built different. Okay, see-through clothes. People can see the bra. Oh, you need to put a tank top on under that. Hey, you know, I've been guilty of wearing a little shimmy, you can see straight through it. Hey, I live on the edge sometimes. Shut your mouth. But you understand I'm grown. So this was a young girl who happened to be, I believe, about 19 years old. So you were talking to an adult, ma'am, and you had no right to say anything to her, and you had no right to put your hand on the skirt. Because the point is, if indeed she didn't have no built-in shorts under that skirt, when you pulled it down, you're basically pulling the skirt off because the skirt is little. Ding, 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 ding. The skirt ain't but this big, give or take. So you pulling it down, you're basically pulling off her clothes. So really a person can say that's assault. You have to think out here. This is what I keep talking about on this network. You have to think about your actions. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to know when to say, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna bite my tongue. Even if a person is standing right in front of you doing something wrong, throwing a beer bottle down, littering, flicking a cigarette past you, and you might say, damn, you could have hit me. Well, I didn't, and some smart ass said to me the other day, throwing a beer bottle or throwing a pop bottle or something into the grass. And then I'm looking like, damn. And then he gonna say, it didn't hit you. It don't matter. It don't matter. Why you littering? There's a whole damn dumpster at the end of the parking lot. You couldn't walk your lazy ass over there and throw the bottle in the damn dumpster? You walk everywhere else? Because you all over the place. You busy. But you too busy to come from the dumpster area, wherever the hell you came from, because you ain't nothing but old bat out of hell. Yeah, I said that. Throw it in the garbage. That's what I'm talking about. Blatant ignorance, blatant disregard. And this lady, 48 years of age, old enough to be this girl's mother, knew better than to, one, say anything, two, put her hands on her and touch the damn skirt. And what I have to tell myself, Karen, if you did this, you've done other stuff. Oh yeah, she's done other stuff. Because you don't wake up at 48 going up to a female and tug her skirt down. Girl, pull that skirt down. You know that skirt too short. Now that's different if you're friends and family. And a person still might get offended. You know, like, please don't do that. I know my skirt's short, but don't put your hands on me. Because, you know, black folks, we get real jiggy when you start telling us about any damn thing. Some of us. We already know. Yeah, I got on the lashes. Yeah, I know the hair too bright. Yeah, I know it's a wig. Yeah, I know it's the pants too tight, the skirt too tight. But I don't need you to tell me about it. And you've got people who don't mind telling you. Oh, girl, you know them pants too tight. Girl, you know that shirt too little. And will call your ass out in front of folks and don't care. But that's the flip side. You knew what it looked like when you tried it on. You have to know that when you go to the street, if they don't say nothing, they looking at you. Because I can tell you when the Queen was going out on the weekends, woo, baby, if Queen was to pan that camera, If Queen was panning that camera around, look, y'all be like, golly, what the hell she got on? Because that was one little female. I don't know what was wrong with this heifer. She was about this short, about 5 feet tall, somewhere in there. And she has a really, not the best shape because all her weight's up top. She's got the boobs, the broad shoulders, stomach, and got the little bitty legs. Like a little egg. She built like a little egg. So that heifer, she was something so tight and snug, and you be like, sugar mama, take that off. You be like, sugar mama, take that off. You know damn well that outfit too little for you. You try to squeeze into something from the baby gap. You are short, but you are plus size. You may not want to accept that. And a lot of us can't accept our weight and our size. But sometimes you got to tell yourself, I got a little too much cellulite hanging out. I got too much stomach hanging over my britches or my skirt or whatever you wearing, your knickers or. And I tell you something I can't stand is when women cannot accept that they have stomach and they want to wear too tight pants, especially button-up pants. Oh, I don't do button-ups because I got stomach, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to squeeze your muffin top into them pants that zip up and button, and then you got all this stomach hanging over, and it looks like a $2 ass muffin, and you just, as we say, giving it up while you out on the dance floor, whatever you're doing, and sometimes, want to take it down to the floor and bring it back up, and I'm looking like, don't do that. Please don't do that. Hey, Skylar, please don't do that. Hey, to each his own. As I said, we all have done some faux pas in our time with clothes, shoes, accessories. But the point is, no matter how you look in the clothes, you may think you look pretty, you look cute, you look fly. Somebody is not going to agree with what you have on. But the point is, they have no right to put their hands on you. They have no right to say anything, berate you, ridicule you, or try to cover you up or pull your pants, your short skirt down. Because as I said, her pulling on that skirt, if it didn't have the shorts in it, you're still pulling it down as if you're taking it off. So even if it had the shorts under it, now that I think about it, you're still pulling it down. You're touching the person and you're violating them, and you don't have the right to do that. So Miss Lady 48, Messy Karen, stay in your damn lane. Stay in your damn lane. Because let me tell you what's going to happen, if it hasn't already. Your job knows about this viral video, okay? Everybody that knows you has probably seen the video because people talk, people Google. And somebody on your job has seen that video, and I won't doubt that you probably don't have a job right now. All because you were out in public and worried about a little white girl wearing a short skirt. Let her wear that skirt. She'll learn one day that it probably wasn't a good idea to put that little bitty ass skirt on, but that's her business, okay? And there you have it. I'm going to check out of here. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. This started out as a 4-part subject matter pertaining to crazy nonsense here in America. I've brought you some crazy stories of a school teacher fired because he had his girl students unbraiding his hair. He's gone to TikTok to vent. He was crying. Was he fired unjustly? I brought you information of a Doordash driver going to deliver food in the AM and then backtracks to the door to masturbate. What's going to happen with this young lady? Have they found him? What's going to happen in court? How much time is he going to get? Will he have to pay a fine? Bond out? Has he been watching her, stalking her? Does she feel safe living in that apartment building? Will she continue to live there? Have they changed the code to the building? California, female manager gets hit by a big burly guy because he had pieces of ham missing on his sandwich. Will she return to work? Does she feel safe working fast food restaurant? I'll bring an update to that story later on when I get that information. And what else did I talk about? I've got so many. The lady with the autism son thrown out of a vehicle because the boy was acting strangely. Maybe she didn't know he had autism, but she put that woman and her 4-year-old child out of her car in DC. Also, I brought you, I have to backtrack, the story of the woman pulling down the girl's skirt. And also the Doordash driver who says her tip was not enough money and she took the food back. That story, I believe, is a couple years old, the one about the Doordash driver, because I Googled it today and found out it was a bit old. So just make sure I touch on all the stories. Yes, so teen with a mini skirt, Lyft driver puts out a woman and a 4-year-old autistic son, dirty Doordash driver masturbating at a woman's door, California subway manager being hit in the face by a big burly guy because they didn't put enough ham on his sandwich, and Steve Buscemi, the actor, punched in the face in New York City last week by a random stranger, African-American male. Do not know if he has been apprehended or not. Thank you for joining me. Let's go over to the Queen's community page and let's see how you voted on the polls. Thank you for joining me. Oh, Lord, one more crazy story. Not going to mention any more violent stories. I've had enough of that. Once again, prayers for Sebastian Rogers, currently missing out of West Tennessee. Don't know where that story is going to end up. I believe Mr. Tony Mathis is currently on someone's YouTube channel talking tonight, the Pascal Show. I may or may not bring that information because I'm quite frankly tired of talking about those people. They're just ignorant to me, all of them. Please check out Queen's Shorts because I have a lot of them that I did today. Sean Puffy Combs says, why are you all hating on him, his fans? Why won't you just love him? Well, Sean, you put yourself in this predicament, so you should have thought about all that before you got wrapped up with this human trafficking and doing dirty things with people, salacious acts, filming people. That's a personal choice. It is what it is. All right, everybody. A black male school teacher was fired for allowing girl students to unbraid his hair during class. Was this the right decision to fire him? These are your answers. 29% yes, 44% no, 27% not sure. One comment. I would view it as grooming, but I'm extremely paranoid about stuff like this, Buffy Daniels replied. Okay. To each his own. She calls it grooming. All right. Well, he filmed it, so I don't know. Maybe he's just that type of guy. He's very friendly with his students. Okay. Candace Bly has commented on the Sebastian case. Weigh in. The Sebastian Rogers case reminds you of Summer Wells. 746 votes. Thank you all so much for commenting. That is the most votes I think I've ever gotten on a poll since I've been posting to YouTube. I've got 8 comments. Wow, wow, wow. 88% says yes. 12% says no. Let's see what you all have to say about each case versus the other one. Pamela replies, but allegedly these people are even more evil than those involved with Summer Wells, if that's possible. CP is cut out of the same derogatory foul-mouthed cloth as Don. Both are liars and both are blaming anyone but themselves for a missing child. Both cases have so few leads to go on. CP and Don both use YouTube channels to try to control the narrative. Both have threatened harm to others, but I really feel CP will follow through with his harm if given half a chance. This is rags to itches. Both Don and CP do have major anger control issues that they employ to keep control and attempt to make others back off. Both are 100% creeps. All four have never searched for their missing child and have plenty of reasons why that is. My heart continues to break for Summer and Sebastian. Both deserve so much better. I continuously pray for them being found and for arrests of all that caused these children to be lost. Somebody else replies, DW, CW, and CP and KP are the quadruplets. B Talker 76 says, but YouTube be acting the same. Okay, well. User CW6DW says, this a true fact. Something happened between Sebastian room and garage. Sebastian is haunting the house. KP's son is haunting the house. She could have seen her own blood scarring her. What the hell is that? Oh, dear God. Okay. Lisa replies, there are some similarities, but there's more differences than not. Angela replies, it gives me chills up my spine when I hear so many similarities. I believe spirit box sessions are fascinating, but with said, I believe that it has led to a cold case. I saw visions of Summer. I had a dream about her mom and dad 1 year before this happened. However, I see enough to give law what I saw. I guess what I'm saying is don't be so public about it. Oh, God. Both Summer and Don Rounds warned several spirit boxes. Oh, she says both Summer and Dylan Rounds warned spirit box. Well, I don't know much about that spirit box stuff, and I don't really get into all that. All right. Brady replied, it did. Doesn't anymore. It's more of a three-ring circus and sideshow. The entire thing is disgusting. Sebastian isn't even in this anymore. Those are the comments pertaining to my question. Are the cases similar between Sebastian Rogers and Summer Wells? Well, you're entitled to your opinion. Ooh, sometimes I wonder why I ask these questions, because people can get really far out there in their responses. All right. 89% of you do believe Sebastian Rogers' case reminds you of the Summer Wells case. Do you see an arrest soon in Sebastian's case? 30% yes, 48% no, 14% not sure. Later down the road, 8%. So 30% says yes, 48% of you said no. One comment. Yes, says user CW6DW. Okay. Well, we will see. Hello, everybody in the viewing audience. Thank you for joining me. And please check out the Queen shorts. Lord have mercy. The Queen gave it up today, honey. Yes, she did. Just bringing you feedback on the silly commentary and buffoonery pertaining to Sebastian Rogers, because it's getting out of control. It's out of control, quite frankly. Is Sebastian's disappearance a prank gone wrong? I mentioned this commentary earlier because that's one thing that no one's been talking about here on YouTube. Could this be that the child was lured out of his home by some people from school, kids from school, somebody he did meet online, and the prank went wrong? Or it was a deliberate setup to get the child out of the house to harm him by students from the school? 59% of you said yes, 9% said no, 31% not sure. How many more people knew of Sebastian's abuse? 3 or more, 58%. More than 10 people, 24%. Not sure, 18%. Nine hours ago, I posted, looked at Facebook today on the Find Sebastian Rogers page, and the buffoonery is at an all-time high. Sadly, and most pathetic, it is. Movie of the week, Gossip to Die For, now playing free on Tubi. Please check out that movie if you can this week. It's a very good movie. It's pertaining to some people who know of each other in the entertainment business, and they all start to become unalived by someone who obviously knows them and has a grudge. Please check out that content. And check out AB's content. I have shared his content, Grandma Rogers' crazy contradictory posts on social media. He's got some good stuff, good content, AB. With the latest info relayed, fake photo, PIs hired, fired, leaked phone call, Tony Mathis and parents ranting to YouTube and Facebook. Is Sebastian alive? 3% yes, 80% no, 16% not sure. With the latest rumors of the Sebastian Rogers case, does Seth have secrets and has been misrepresenting himself to the media and YouTube? 40% yes, 24% no, 37% say they are not sure. Rumorville, Seth Rogers slept with a minor, 14-year-old Katie Proudfoot. Do you believe this? 35% yes, 27% no, 38% not sure. And this is coming from the fact that he allegedly said he knew her when she was a young girl. So naturally, people are going to assume that maybe something was going on between Seth Rogers and a minor, Katie Proudfoot, because he is 9 years older than her, allegedly. So if he met her at 13, 14, he was a young man in his 20s. How did he meet her? What were the circumstances? And don't you find it strange that she was pregnant by him by the age of what, 19, 18, 19, had a baby? Stay woke. Did something happen between the two when she was a minor? 35% of you do believe it. And then 38% of you are not sure. Were the Proudfoots ever happily married? 20% yes. No, never. 50%. Not sure. 30%. One comment. Danica20 says, probably only in the beginning. Infatuation stage. Possibly. Was she infatuated with him? He infatuated with her when they first met. Mind you, she had a child already, a small child. How did he treat Sebastian when he was a small child? Very interesting. Did he treat him better as a small child than when he got older? I'm curious. All right, everybody, just going through the polls and bringing you the answers, showing you how you all voted. 20% believe that they were happily married or happily married. 50% believe no, never. Wait a minute. I think I put it down 2 times, Proudfoots. I put were and then I put are they. Yes, 6%. No, 60%. Won't last. Divorce eventually, 14%. Chris looking for the next girlie, 12%. Not sure, 9%. Wow. I got 205 votes on that question. Puffy Combs says, why are people hating on him? Why not love him? Trying to control the narrative wants sympathy, 18%. Genuinely shocked at the hate, 3%. Delusional, 69%. A and C, which would be trying to control the narrative, wants sympathy and delusional, 6%. Not sure, 4%. So most of you believe he's delusional. Well, wow, interesting. If Sebastian was not autistic, would he be visible today? Yes, 26%. No, 10%. Wouldn't matter. He'd be gone if even a normal kid, 46%. Not sure, 18%. So most of you believe that even if he didn't have autism, he still would be missing. Will Proudfoot sell Hendersonville home? 82% yes, 6% no, not sure, 11%. Wow, interesting. Did Chris Proudfoot confront neighbor who claimed he abused Sebastian with power washer, saw arguments outside, and also saw the child sleeping in the garage? 16% believes he did confront the neighbor. No, 20%. He will confront the neighbor, 39%. He won't confront, 6%. Not sure of neither, either, 20%. The mattress Chris Proudfoot received allegedly after Seb's disappearance was going into which room? Faith's room, 16%. Sebastian's old room, 45%. Spare bedroom, 4%. Room over garage, 4%. Not sure, 31%. 2 comments. The info is so convoluted, says user QZ8HB. Queen replied, true crime, dear. It's a version from people you don't know and possibly murdered a child. All bets are off. That's my reply to the person's comment. Wow, I have so many poll questions. Thank you so much for joining me. Just going over these polls because I didn't go over them during the live today. So I apologize for that. I did not mean for this live to go this long. Okay, let's see what else we got. I smell air freshener or something. Somebody sprayed something outside. Unless it's me. So once again, most of you believe the mattress that was brought into the house, that was in the garage allegedly, that was mentioned, most of you believe it's going into Sebastian's room. It went into Sebastian's room. That mattress that Mr. Christopher Proudfoot said he got from someone, family member or whomever. If true that Seb Rogers slept in family's garage, how long was he in there? 7%, few weeks before disappearance. Few months before disappearance, 35%. 1 year, 4%. More than a year, 13%. Not sure, 41%. So most of you believe he was in there a few months before his disappearance. Did Sebastian sleep in the garage? 67% yes, 13% no, 20% not sure. 3 comments. Sometimes for punishment, the Queen replied. What if we find out all the time? And then Tracy Joe replied back, I pray not. Well, we don't know. That's the whole point. Because the one person that can tell us he's missing. And you can't believe nothing that comes out of Christopher or Katie's mouth. Just imagine someone coming over to your house and you have forgotten that you have that bed out there, and they come through there and see that bed and realize, oh my God, somebody's sleeping out here. You think they wouldn't ask the Proudfoots, what is that bed doing in the garage? What did they say if somebody asked them? Because you got a nice house, you only have 1 child. What answer would they give if somebody saw the bed out there? Just saying. Very sick. Once again, most of you believe the child slept in the garage, 67%. Did Sebastian deliberately wet himself as retaliation against the Proudfoots? 6% yes, 81% no, not sure, 13%. 3 replies. Some kids, when sexually abused, do this to protect themselves. I replied, well, I've heard many times that abuse causes bedwetting, but not as a defense by the child to ward it off. But I can see this method used, of course. Have mercy. Then the user replied back, somehow my dead husband's email is admin of my phone, but I have been out here homeless for 15 years. Am a retired wild lands firefighter. I'm out here originally due to home title theft. It's real, but the horror stories the homeless tell, 666. Okay, what does it have to do with? This is what we're talking about. Oh, dear God, I can't. That was somebody's response. I was talking about it being sad at the boy. Oh, Lord, shut up, Angela. Whew, damn. Ooh, opening Pandora's box, I guess. I guess they had to vent. I don't know. Are they happily married? I'm wondering. Can't be too happy now with all this stuff playing out on YouTube and Facebook, but they've given us something to talk about, have they not, Mr. Proudfoot? Had you kept your mouth closed, people wouldn't be saying things pertaining to what you said. So it is what it is. Once again, did the child wet himself as retaliation from the Proudfoots? 81% of you say no. How long was Seb Rogers allegedly wearing diapers? 16% says a few months before the disappearance. 1 year, 12%. Longer than a year, 45%. Not sure, 27%. 27%, excuse me. Do you think Seth and Chris allegedly worked to get Seb to be removed from the Proudfoot's home and Chris attempting to get Katie to agree? Because allegedly, this is from Christopher Proudfoot, that he was trying to get Katie on board alongside with Seth to get the child out of the house. Is that true, or is he making up stuff? 49% true. 23% says not sure. Oh, no. 49% true. 23% not sure. I don't like he's saying that. 23% not true. And then 28% not sure. Sorry about that. If Seth was told by Seb he was abused at home or he suspected it, did he confront the Proudfoots? 10% yes, 66% no, 24% not sure. Did Seth know that Sebastian was abused by the Proudfoots? 37% yes, 45% no, 18% not sure. If Proudfoots unalived Sebastian, did they get help from Chris's relatives? Many of you are speculating that they helped on that fateful night or morning that the child went missing. 63% of you believe the Proudfoots' relatives helped. Chris's relatives, excuse me. 20% says no, 17% not sure. Wow. Wow. Please check out my community page for said updates that I do not cover. I have some very interesting information on here. One young lady, her body was found, Jamila Smith. She is a young child. This content was uploaded 2 days ago. She was discarded out into the woods, and there are 3 suspects, including 2 young black men and 1 white man. And I don't know what role that white man played, but this is very scary. Did Chris give Katie an ultimatum? It's either me or Sebastian. 80% yes, 10% no, 10% not sure. With recent events playing out on YouTube, do the Proudfoots regret marrying each other? 9% Katie only. 25% Chris only. 32% both regret it. 34% not sure. And I also have 3 comments, but I'll bypass that. If Seb was unalived by Katie, would she have committed this crime had she not married Chris Proudfoot? 7% yes, 75% says no, and not sure 18%. So this goes back to another commentary earlier. Many of you believe it would not have mattered if the child was autistic or not. He still would have been gotten gone. Was Katie Proudfoot happy raising Seb until meeting and marrying Christopher Proudfoot? yes, 43%. 27% no, 29% not sure. Was Christopher Proudfoot in Hendersonville or nearby February 25th and aided Katie in unaliving Sebastian? 74% yes, 13% no, 14% not sure. Was there an altercation between Katie and Seth on February 25th that led to him being unalived by bio mom? And note that this date can also go back to the 24th, which would have been that Saturday, or Friday the 23rd, whichever. Yes, 65% believes there was an altercation between Katie and the boy. 11% no, 20% not sure. Did Proudfoot's plan to unaliving with Sebastian Rogers? 60% yes, 21% no, 19% not sure. Did Sebastian Rogers often tell schoolmates, teachers he was unhappy, abused at home? 78% says yes to both. Abused only, 4%. Just alleged one time, 8%. Not sure, 10%. We now have his grandmother, Miss Robin Rogers, saying he told her he was abused by the Proudfoots. So why didn't you go tell Seth or authorities? Did Sebastian tell Seth that he was unhappy at home? And is this the alleged reason he was going to live with his father? 63% yes, 24% no, 14% not sure. Seth Rogers said that Sebastian told him he didn't like going home to the Proudfoots. Did he confront them about this allegation from his son? 18% yes, 67% no, 16% not sure. Wow, that's bad. A lot of you just don't think he said anything. Did Proudfoots ever lock Sebastian out of the house? 67% yes, 15% no, 19% not sure. Did Sebastian Rogers ever walk out, run away from his home before his disappearance? 50% yes, 33% no, 17% not sure. Do you think that Sebastian Rogers is combative or lashed out at his parents and others? 53% yes, 38% no, 9% not sure. Was Sebastian Rogers unhappy living with the Proudfoots? 92% yes, 3% no, 5% not sure. Did Katie Proudfoot regret having Sebastian after birth, early years, or recently? 57% yes, 4% no, 9% after birth, 21% early years and recently, 9% not sure. Has Katie Proudfoot been wanting to get rid of her son, Sebastian? 66% yes, 10% no, 24% not sure. Should woman claiming to be the woman who took that picture, the woman who was in the picture of that AI-generated photograph of Sebastian that we now hear is fake, should she be investigated? The woman in the photograph who says the pictures of she and her son, should she be investigated? 66% of you said yes. 25% of you said no, and 9% are not sure. Should the couple who posted the AI-generated photo of Sebastian to the internet, which is fake, should they be investigated? The people who took the picture. 82% says yes, 18% said no. Where is the outcry from Katie Proudfoot's family for Sebastian? They don't care, 29%. Scared to speak, 6%. Not unified, family rifts, 53%. Not sure, 12%. Do you think Seth Rogers fought vehemently for custody of Sebastian in the past? Yes, 17%. No, 68%. Not sure, 15%. Do you think Seth Rogers is mentally equipped for this case? 35% says yes, 47% no, and 18% not sure. Is it time for Seth Rogers to give Tony Mathis his walking papers? 48% yes, 25% no, 27% not sure. And I also asked you about Kayla Montgomery being released from prison this month. Do not know the actual date that she's going to come out. Should she be released? 4% said yes, And 96% of you said no. Dear God, who voted for her to come out? And this is what I posted pertaining to the sentencing that Adam Montgomery got 56 years for unaliving his girl child Harmony. Adam Montgomery showed no remorse during his sentencing. He has received 56 years for the murder of his daughter. What's even more disturbing is that he denied a plea deal from the state in exchange for revealing Harmony's whereabouts. Who does this? Why would he not want to preserve some sort of a life if parole board decided to let him out? Evil. He is just plain evil. Thank you for your time. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Please take the polls on my community page. Please feel free to also comment on the videos that have been posted. Check out the movie Gossip to Die For, now playing free on Tubi. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $BigAngie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. You have been listening to a new show on the Vault XL called Your Crazy America, where I bring you crazy, outlandish behavior from our American citizens. And that's a wrap, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you like this new program. I will try to post one video a week pertaining to crazy shenanigans of people out here in the streets. And we will just rock with it and see how it goes. And once again, Mr. Tony Mathis, the PR spokesperson for Seth Rogers, is allegedly on YouTube tonight on the Pascal Show. And we will see what happens from this commentary. I hope he gives some type of update that's of substance pertaining to this case, and no more crazy nonsense and crazy rhetoric, because this case to me is spiraling out of control, like the Summer Wells case, and it's now just built on parents gossiping and talking just out the side of their damn neck, and no updates from law officials. And as far as law officials not doing their job, I can't say that. I can't even say that even with the Summer Wells case. Although Summer Wells case is hitting on the mark 3 years, I can't say what they're doing. If a person carefully planned out a crime to either kidnap a kid or get rid of a kid, then obviously they dotted all their I's and they crossed all their T's. And as someone has said in my comment section, please don't tell me that both of these families are that cunning to get away with unaliving a child. Maybe. Every day you see in the YouTube queue and in the Newsbreak app, stories of people, bodies being discovered, their remains, and these people have been missing for 30 years, 40 years, 20 years. And somebody finds the evidence, the bones, run the DNA. Just so happened there are people related to them in the ancestry database. And they start knocking the pins down and they come up with a name of a missing person. Sad, but it's true. I pray we won't be going down that road with the Summer Wells case or this case here and any other case of missing people. Some accidents may have occurred with people, such as people ran off the road, sleepy, tired. Maybe they took their own life. Their car submerged in a lake, a pond, and then one day somebody decides to go dive in the lake, the pond, the river. Poof, voila. There's the person still inside of that car, been missing 30, 40 years, 50 years. Now somebody's got to try to piece together how that car got down in that lake, that river, deliberate or an accident. Very scary. Once again, please be aware of your surroundings. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. Mind the children. Thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed this program. Hello, Brooke. Thank you for joining me. I will be back praying I could find something else to talk about besides this case out of West Tennessee. I'd like an ending to it because I'm starting to get that sinking feeling as I did with the Summer Wells case. I can honestly say it's coming up now 3 years. I remember what I was doing around this time in June of 2021, And never did I imagine when I jumped on that case, I think I came on that case 2 weeks after she went missing, I never thought it was going to take the turn it did, the craziness that took place on YouTube and all the backbiting and dagger throwing. I never thought it would go month to month to month to winter. Boom, New Year 22, and the little girl was still missing. And now I'm still alive, almost at 3 years, and Summer Wells is no updates, no body found, alive or deceased. And it's just really hard to accept that almost 3 years ago I was talking about this kid missing. And she's still missing. And I pray that that won't be the case here. And another point I want to mention, and I may do a live about this tomorrow pertaining to law enforcement in Hendersonville. Is there something seedy going on? Because I have not dwelled on that. Somebody commented on that today. And could this possibly be an inside job of meddling and canoodling, and somebody's in the pocket of Mr. Proudfoot? Because he made that clear that he knew and was cool with law enforcement. With the Nina bullshit, she told him that allegedly he was cool with the cops there. So are these people too friendly with him and they're not investigating this case because he has some personal dealings with somebody in law enforcement, sheriff's department, police department? What's the truth? Because we have had cases of interference in crimes of stalking, protection orders, custody rights, hearings, and people aided the person they were cool with by not doing due diligence. We've also seen people who were police officers, men mostly, who have unalived their partner and there was no investigation. Just, oh, she killed herself. I think many of you know about that story that happened down in Florida. Cop killed a girlfriend, but claimed she unalived herself. And that mess out of Kentucky of the woman with the children and the boyfriend accused of murdering her. He finally has been arrested. And some other people come forward. They've been arrested. Her father ended up being murdered with a shotgun. Another cop, he was murdered, that was on the force. Just a lot of nasty dealings in that small town. I believe it's Bardstown, Kentucky. See, you don't know people. And you don't know who's in somebody's pocket. And you have this from local all the way up to the White House. People in the pockets of other people. People canoodling and bartering with other people, blackmailing people, paying people off for votes and the things the politicians do, the lobbyists, all that on top of nonsense. You don't know people. And every blue moon, you'll hear somebody coming forward, a whistleblower, to give us the 411 about what's been going on a job, a corporation, even the military, of unsavory behavior. And it goes on. And it's going to continue to go on so long as we are here. Because we are of the flesh. And we make mistakes and we do wrong. It's just the way it is. We sin, as some lady said. Guess she didn't like us talking about Sebastian in the case. Oh yeah, to that lady who thinks it's okay for Seth or any other man to mess with a 14-year-old kid and fully grown 20-something. What the hell is your problem? We all sin. Well, not everybody has slept with a child and legally grown. So what? We all sin. What's your point? Doesn't mean it's right because we sin. Even the sinner knows they're doing stuff they ain't got no business. Stop the bullshit, lady. Thank you for joining me. You've been listening to the Vault Excel. Thank you.